I'm going to start this video off by apologizing. I'm dealing with a sinus infection that's kicking my butt, but I wanted to go ahead and make this video. When dealing with tech support for anything, when you take your car in because it has a problem, when you call tech support for your computer issue, when you call or ask for support on your CNC machine, because I'm going to base this around that, on your machine, when you call in, do me a huge favor. Have as much information, pictures, video, what have you, but have as much information to give to the person who answers the phone so he can better assess the situation. Now, what do I mean by this? So years and years ago, I was an auto mechanic working in a dealership. After that, I was a computer technician and network engineer. And then after that, I got into the desktop CNC stuff, struggled with my own, learned a lot, and found myself in a tech support role. What do all these things have in common? When you're when you're talking or receiving information from a person who's requesting help, you have to be good at puzzle solving. I know that sounds weird, but I explain this to my clients. It's like, look, 80% of my job is trying to put together a puzzle to get a picture of what's going on. As the conversation progresses, I may have to ask the same question 4 or 5 different ways to get the answer that I know is out there. And that answer is a little piece to the puzzle. Quick case in point. I had a client call me a few years ago. He says his machine's screwing up in the middle of a program. It's either missing steps or it's losing position or whatever. And I asked him a series of questions. And I was like, all right, let's go to the machine. Let's look at some settings. And he said, hold on. I have to wiggle the mouse because the screensaver's on. That's a piece of the puzzle. That was his whole problem. When he wiggled the mouse, the machine took resources away from processing the G code, and it caused lost steps. So, as a person, whether it be you're calling the company's tech support, or you're on a forum, or you're on a Facebook group, don't throw up a vague description and say, please help, this is what's going on. Mock is shutting down, yada, yada, yada. Or the machine is doing this. We need to know, what hardware do you have? What software do you have? How is it configured? So on and so forth. The G code or the CAM software. Do you have the right post processor? There's so many things that the person on the other end of the phone that you're calling, when the phone rings, we have no idea what is on the other end of that line. And one of the things I tell my clients when they call, I like to keep things upbeat, laughing, and not stressful. Because I tell them, when somebody calls me, they don't ever call and say, hey, tech support, everything's working great, appreciate it, bye. No, when somebody calls me, they have a problem that they themselves cannot figure out. So try to give as much information, pictures. Let me see the cut. Let me see the G code. Let me let me see the setup. Are you setting up the machine exactly how it is in the CAM software? Stuff like that. If you're requesting support from another person, we need as much information as possible. Sorry for the rant. This is just something that I have noticed over the years. And 9 times out of 10, a person requesting support for an issue, and this is human nature, for one, they won't tell you everything. And for two, and I get this a lot, it's like, everything was working fine yesterday. I come in today and something's not working. It's like, well, did anybody crash the machine? Did this happen? Did that happen? And further down the line, I get, oh yeah, well, we had this issue. It's like, if you would have told me that 30 minutes ago, we would have been that much closer to a resolution. Anyway, I'm going to take some medicine. I'm going to bed. Catch you guys later.